Wonderful. So, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone have been muted, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, which is CACRAO.org. And at this time, I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you. I'm just going to share our screen. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jessica, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Dr. Porter Brannon, the Vice President for Student Services at Mitchell Community College, and I'm joined today by my esteemed colleagues who will also introduce themselves. And Deb, why don't we start with you?
Good morning, I'm Deb Lazenby. I work with the Continuing Education Division, or Short-Term Training, which we would love to share a little bit more about you shortly. Welcome to our session.
Hi there, I'm Hetty Hedrick, and I also work in continuing education and workforce development, work hand in hand with Deb, and we are excited today to be able to share what we do in continuing education.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Caudle and I am a Student Services Advisor at Mitchell, and I'm going to talk to you today about the programs that we offer at the college, and we're just really excited that you're all here, so thank you.
Thanks again. So for our students, if you're graduating high school in the next 1 to 2 years, you've probably heard this question that we have on our screen, right? What's next? What are you going to do after you graduate from high school? And so some of you already know the answer. Some of you knew the answer before the global pandemic shifted our world, and some of you don't know and you're still exploring. And so before we get started, I just wanted to share that that's okay. Any answer to that question is okay. Mitchell Community College is an amazing place where you can explore what your future looks like. And we like to say, whether you have 2 months or 2 years, Mitchell can help you find that pathway. And so if at graduation, you have 2 months or less to get ready to start work and enter the workforce, we have a pathway for you. Or if you have 2 years to earn a certificate or degree and prepare for the bachelor's degree and beyond, we have a pathway that is right for you. When you reach out to Mitchell Community College, one of the first of many conversations you're going to have with our team is about, exploring careers. We're going to want to know what excites you. What kinds of careers are you interested in? And we're going to use a map like you see in front of you, or other types of guides to help you figure out not just what you're interested in, but how far you want to go and what preparation is needed to get there. Not every career requires a certificate or a degree or a bachelor's degree. There are many opportunities in the world of work, and many opportunities in Iredell County to prepare you to enter the world of work and to earn a very decent wage that don't necessarily require the traditional bachelor's degree. And at Mitchell, we're going to talk to you about what works best for you. And so I also want to share that Mitchell Community College has been educating and training the residents of Iredell County for decades. Many of you may have a family, friend, or relative who was trained at Mitchell and educated at Mitchell. We offer so many pathways to amazing careers, whether that is health or business, computer science, manufacturing, engineering, art, law, law enforcement, culinary arts, or cosmetology. Mitchell can help prepare you for whatever pathway that you're interested in. And finally, in addition to preparing you for the world of work and beyond, we also offer a very traditional college experience. And so there are many clubs and organizations and student activities that are sponsored at Mitchell Community College, many of them in person, and we've shifted to online activities as well during the pandemic. But we want to keep our students engaged. We want to make sure that you have a full college experience, whatever that may look like for you. And finally, before I turn things over, I just want to share the ways in which we support our students at Mitchell Community College. We want to make sure that emergencies that come up in your life don't disrupt your education. And the college is committed to supporting our students, regardless of what may become a barrier, get in the way. We offer emergency tuition assistance to help students. We've helped students purchase laptops, books, and supplies for yourself and for the members of your family. We also connect you to mental health counseling, legal support services. Your success at Mitchell Community College is really our #1 goal. And so the college has a suite of wraparound services. No matter which program you're in at Mitchell, we want to make sure you complete what you started. And so by the end of this program, I hope you find a pathway that's right for you. I hope you learn more about what we have to offer and connect with something that may be interesting to you. And we look forward to talking to you soon about how we can get you started. And so now I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Jessica Caudle, who's going to talk to you some more about the programs that are available here at the college.
Hi, so the first thing that I would like to talk to everyone about are the academic support services that we offer. So step one, when you come to Mitchell, you are going to have support, and you are going to have someone with you to make sure that you are just completely taken care of. We offer academic advisors. So I work in student services, so I help onboard students, which means that I help them get started like through the admissions process in their first advising session. And then you're also going to be assigned a faculty advisor. So if you're interested in a program like law enforcement or cosmetology or engineering or some program like that, you're also going to have the faculty advisor that works in that particular program that would be very helpful to you. We also offer free virtual and in-person tutoring so that any subject that you have, it doesn't matter what program you're in, we offer those services as well. We also have the Write Center, so as you're writing papers for your English classes or psychology or sociology or whatever it may be, we do have that assistance for students. We have multiple computer labs on our campus for students to be able to use. We also have a great library that offers many resources for students. And then we also have work-based learning. So that's sort of like, think of it as like your internship of what you can do while you're in a program. It's going to give you that hands-on learning experience that you have within your program. So if I can get to the next slide, maybe. There we go. Okay, so the next opportunity that I want to talk to you about is something that's new, and we're all very excited about it at Mitchell. It's called the 49er Next. And so what it is it's a dual enrollment with Mitchell Community College and then also UNC Charlotte. And so it's designed for students that know for sure that they want to transfer to UNC Charlotte, and you are going to be accepted into Mitchell and UNC Charlotte at the exact same time. And so what we do in like the department of advising that I work in is we have very specific pathways and majors that, you know, say for example, if you know that you want to major in biology at UNC Charlotte, we have a very set pathway of courses that you will take that are going to set you up to be able to go in as a junior at UNC Charlotte and be set up for that. You'll receive all of the academic support that Mitchell has to offer, but then also you're going to have opportunities for UNC Charlotte students. So things like the Charlotte Athletic student like tickets and things like that. You'll have access to those when UNC Charlotte students do. You have access to their library. You'll be able to talk with their financial aid counselors and career counselors and things like that. You'll also, for a $25 fee per semester, have access to their recreation center on their campus in Charlotte. And then there's also the CATS All Access Transit that you would have access to for an additional $25 fee. But if this is something that you feel like that you're interested in, I do want to let you know that the interest form for the fall of 2021 is now available on Mitchell's website. So when you go to mitchellcc.edu, there's a burgundy bar up at the top. You're going to click on the programs and degrees. When you click there, there's going to be an icon at the top of that screen for 49er Next. And you can click on that icon and it'll give you all the information that you need to know about the program. And then there's the interest form. So we would ask that you fill out that interest form if it's something that you would like to pursue. The only kind of caveat for it is that you must be a graduating senior this year to be able to qualify for this program. So any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help. But we'll go on to the next slide here. The next slide that we'll talk about is the traditional college pathways that we offer. So all of the programs that we offer at Mitchell, myself as an advisor, I mostly work with our transfer students. So students that know that they want to go to a four-year university, but we also offer many degrees in business. So like general business, accounting and finance, engineering, like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, mechatronics, all of those programs. Programs like public services, so like your criminal justices or elementary education or like cosmetology or culinary, all of those programs, they can all be found in that same link that I just referred to. So mitchellcc.edu, and then the degrees and programs, you'll have access to all of the different programs that we offer at Mitchell. So the next slide is something that I think is very cool and that is very helpful to students. We offer degree plans. So for those transfer students that you know for sure, say you know you want to go to Appalachian State University, you can click on that four-year degree plan for community college students. You can pick what you want to major in at Appalachian State, and then it's a list provided by Appalachian State. So it will give you all of the specific courses that you need for that particular major at App. So it will allow me as an advisor or whoever your faculty advisor is to give you very specific help so that you can make sure that you have all of the classes that you need before you transfer. And so the last thing that we'll talk about for me is a program called North Carolina Career and College Promise. And so what this is for students who are currently enrolled in high school. And I like that it says free-ish because it's tuition free, but you would be responsible for the student fee, which would give you access to all of the fun stuff that goes on campus, all of those campus clubs and events and things like that that Dr. Brannon referred to earlier. But then there's also going to be the textbook or the access code that you would be responsible for. But if you are a current high school student, it will allow you to take community college classes while you are still in high school. So it's a great way to get some credits under your belt while you're still in high school and to get that pathway started for you. So next, I think we're going to talk about some of the continuing education opportunities that we have at Mitchell. These do tie in very well to the degrees that I was talking about earlier. So those short-term training opportunities that you have will transition very easily into the longer-term 2-year or certificate programs. So I'll pass it off to our continuing education.
Thanks. And just right before, sorry, Hetty, I just wanted to share that in transition to continuing education, I just wanted to share with the students with us today what some of the fastest growing industries are. in our county, and this means the #1 companies offering the most jobs that are available in Iredell County, as well as the top paid jobs in our county. And so as you can see, the county is growing, the workforce is being developed, and companies are reaching out to us saying to us, we need you to provide us with the next generation of talent. And the screen you have in front of you shows, some of the top salaries that are paid. And no matter what industry, these are the industries that are hiring immediately, and they are looking to the college to provide them with talent. And what Ms. Ryerson, what Ms. Hendrick and Ms. Lazenby are going to discuss with you are really some ideal ways for high school graduates to get into the workforce immediately and start earning an incredible wage without having to go the traditional college degree route. But also there are pathways that build bridges from career training to degrees. So I'd like them to discuss with you some really exciting opportunities we have here, Mitchell, to get students who want to enter the workforce immediately well prepared to do so.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Brannon. Again, my name is Hetty Hedrick, and I work in continuing education. And I want to start off by saying that continuing education is a wonderful place to start after high school. We provide a variety of programs. They are short-term in nature. Some are shorter than others, but I do want to go over a few of those with you. And let's see here, our next slide is gonna have some of those options that I want to talk about. Let's see here, yes. So we have 3 of the big areas that we offer courses in are going to be manufacturing, healthcare, and public safety. And many of these programs lead to industry recognized certifications, and then obviously employment comes after that. All of these programs that you can see up here right now, typically most all of them are very hands-on. So if you are not necessarily a traditional learner, sitting at your desk type of learner, these are great options for you. These are very, like I say, hands-on. For instance, within manufacturing, I'll just pick welding, for instance. It is completely hands-on. The students are in there and they are learning how to do MIG, TIG, stick welding. We have instructors that have been in the industry for years, and so they're now coming typically after they've gotten off of work, and they're coming in and they're now teaching our students exactly what they need to know to get a job in the industry. And so it's a fabulous opportunity to see firsthand from people that are working in the field. What we often tell students, and I've had many students say to me, and again, I'll use welding as an example, I've always been interested in that, but I'm not really sure if that's what I really want to major in or go to school for. And I'll say, well, why don't you take a continuing education class? Why don't you take our welding class? It's only 3 months and it's at a low cost, and you can see if that's something that you really want to do and pursue. So it's a great way to kind of test the waters and to see, hey, I took the class, I really like it, and now I want to go on and actually apply and take the welding program and get a degree in welding. So it's a nice starting place. Or if it's that, hey, I need to get some skills in order to go get a job, that can satisfy it as well. We, this summer, I can tell you, had a great example of that. We had 4 young people in our welding class, and it was the first time they'd ever welded, and they all, after the class finished, got jobs as entry-level welders in local companies. So it's great either way. If you need to immediately get a job, or you want to see if this is something you want to continue doing, that's a nice option. We also have something called co-listing, and I can explain that. For instance, our electrical classes that we have electrical residential wiring. And so for someone who signs up and takes that class under continuing education, you actually are in the course that the curriculum students are taking. So you're taking that class with the same instructor the same curriculum. And so you can take that class, and if you decide, hey, you know, I really do want to pursue this as a degree, you can apply to get your class to have those credits applied to the degree now. So we've got a lot of different options for folks, whichever way you want to do this. Some of the courses actually you have to start in continuing ed. For instance, if you wanted our nursing degree, you would have to start out taking our certified nursing course, which is a continuing education course. So, and again, I'll just touch on the healthcare field. All of those programs that we have, from phlebotomy to medical office, nurse aid, those are all in demand. Those fields, our students come out, they get jobs, and you know, again, oftentimes people will come back. Sometimes people will take the nurse aid class, they'll go on, they'll get a job, and they say, hey, now I really would like to do phlebotomy, and they'll come back and they'll take our phlebotomy. So you can get what we like to call stackable credentials. You can continue to add to your knowledge base. So again, some very good options. We also do have some continuing education scholarships. And so people can apply for those. They are need-based, but if you do qualify and you apply, those scholarships can cover the cost of the course. So we do offer that as well. So, and then our next slide that I will try to go to is going to talk just briefly about, again, some really even shorter courses that are nice complementary courses. For instance, I'll pick out the forklift training. You know, that's a one-day class. You can learn how to drive a forklift, and that's a nice credential to have alongside of one of the other courses that you might take. As you can see, we've got different computer classes, and something that a lot of people don't know about is our small business center. We have a small business director, and oftentimes many people, a lot of young people will say, you know, I really would like to own my own and start my own business. Well, you can come to our small business center and get help. And there's a lot of free seminars that we do at no cost. And you can learn how to write a business plan. You can learn how to market your services or products. It's a phenomenal opportunity that we like to share with everybody, that is an option for them. So, so as you can see, we have a lot of different possibilities for folks, and we would like to encourage people to really take a look at them. One of the areas that we are very involved in is our manufacturing area, and I'm actually going to now turn it over to Deb Lazenby. She works very closely with our students in manufacturing and our businesses that are in the county. So I'm going to turn it over to Deb.
Okay, great. Thanks, Hetty. And Hetty, I might have to have you help me advance the next screen. Technically challenged on this end. So one of the things that I'm really lucky, or I consider lucky, is to work with our industry partners here in Ardell County. And you may not know this, but there are over 300 manufacturers in Ardell County. It is one of our top employment sectors. There are new companies locating here all of the time. I just got a notification of a company coming in, and they're going to add 150 new employees. So that's tremendous opportunity, and they are looking for young folks who are willing to learn and to develop the skills that they need in manufacturing. I just had a company come and speak to a class this morning, and he referred to the folks on his manufacturing floor as craftsmen, that these people have skills, and the pieces that they produced are indeed a craft, and it's very important. But one of the programs that we have to work with our companies on it is a 6-week program. It's very hands-on, and it's called Jumpstart. Brand new this year. We're super excited about it. And it is designed for that individual that's 18 to 20 years old. You have a high school diploma. And one reason we picked 18 is to work in the manufacturing environment, you need to be 18 years old. But this is really kind of a great hands-on comprehensive program for you. You're going to get your OSHA 10 certification. That's going to teach you your safety principles as you go into manufacturing. Learn about Lean Six Sigma. That is really important. That's problem solving, working efficiently, doing all of the things in the best possible practices. Manufacturing concepts, industrial math. Don't freak out here if you're not a big math major. This is not going to be that hard, but there is a certain amount of math you need to be comfortable with, and super easy, you do really well. Then we add in personal finance, because now guess what? You have a job, you're going to be making all this money. How do you manage it? We'll help you write your resume and practice interviewing, because once you finish the 6-week course, we'll send your resumes on to our area companies and have them to take a look at you and talk to you. We just had a class that finished in the spring. Unfortunately, it's kind of in the COVID era, but the young man you see in the photo here, he immediately got a job and went to work and had a really great salary as he began his career in manufacturing. The next program, if I can get this to advance, and Porter, you may have to help me, it's not working. There we go. The next program is with the North Carolina Manufacturing Institute. This is a collaborative effort between Mitchell Community College and Rowan Cabarrus Community College. We have Rowan, Cabarrus, and Ardell counties. So we've all come together and identified regionally that there is a need for manufacturing and great folks to be in manufacturing. So this program also is a great first step. It's a 160-hour course. You study safety, quality, manufacturing process, and maintenance awareness. The class just went on a tour of our welding lab. Well, this photo is actually in our mechatronics lab, where they're looking at some of the PLCs and robotics and mechatronics type things there. This is a great first program in that the companies all pay to be part of this program. And so they realize the value of this program and will recognize this program in lieu of some jobs, say 2 years of manufacturing experience. Some companies will accept this in lieu of manufacturing experience. So let me see if I can get this to, the next slide will show us, well, I went right straight by it. Let's see if I can back up. There we go. These are some of the companies in Ardell County. Again, you probably didn't realize we had 300 companies here, but this is some of them. But this next slide, if it can work, is really one of my favorite slides, because we'd love to celebrate what's made here in Ardell County. So we have parts for the aerospace industry. We have motors parts for automotive. We have mouse repellent. We have catalytic converters. We have portable power. We have steel beams. There's bottled water. But the great part about all of this is that when you look at it, the two programs I described are great first steps. You can go to work for the companies. Many of these companies have educational tuition reimbursement and will send you back to school. And the Certified Production Technician class will give you 5 credits toward an engineering degree. So there are a lot of options, and we have, right now, I have 3 students who went through the Certified Production Technician course, and they now are going on for their engineering degree. So that's just a little bit about us. Here's where you find us on the continuing education page. Click under continuing education. Hetty's information there, my information is there, and we'd love to answer any questions you might have. Okay, and I think we need to turn it back over to Ms. Porter. Oh, there's Jumpstart. Here's some interest forms that you'll find on our page. The young lady in the photo, she actually went through the Certified Production Technician program, went to work for a company, and now they're sending her back to school for her engineering degree. So that's a great success story.
Thanks. And I wanted to share one thing with our students today. I believe every single picture that we've used, we try to be very intentional to use our real students, the students who actually come here and are successful here. One of the things I want to share, which I think is a great, Deb just mentioned one of our success stories, but what I find a little, it's a little hilarious, but I love that it happens to us, is we get calls from companies all across Iredell County all the time. And I got a call one year from a certain health agency, and they were mad at us because all the CNAs and the nurses and the health science students had all graduated, and everyone else in the county snatched them up. And this one particular agency was so mad because they couldn't get their hands on our graduates, to the point where they actually started a scholarship to pay for a health science student to go to school because they wanted dibs on that part, on the graduates who would get those scholarships. And that happens all the time. Our manufacturing companies invest. There's always a line of companies and agencies in our county who are eager for Mitchell Community College students, current students, and graduates. And that's whether you're in computer science or health sciences and manufacturing. The county really views Mitchell as the place that best prepares their students, and not just the academic, the curriculum, but I believe Hetty mentioned, they want to know that you have thinking skills and that you can work in a team and communicate. And they rely on us to make sure that our students not only have the book knowledge, but are actually really prepared to be in the world of work. And that's something, I share that because I always laugh a little when companies reach out to us and they're just mad because they need more students, they need more graduates. But for someone who's thinking about what their next step is, I just thought it was important for you to know that this county relies on Mitchell, and they know that we produce fine quality students. And so when you become a Mitchell Maverick and part of the Mitchell family, not only can you count on people like myself and Jessica and Deb and Hetty to really give you the kind of guidance you need to get down that pathway, but there's a whole county filled with people who are ready to hire you, regardless of whether you have that 6-week certificate or you're leaving with a 2-year degree. And so I just wanted to share that with you. The slide that you have has a number of hyperlinks in it and websites, so you can go ahead and visit. These slides will be available and you'll hear more about that. But we encourage you to reach out to us and ask us questions about what your particular journey may look like and how do you get there. And I thank you all for joining us today. I don't see any questions in the Q&A box, and so I'd like to thank you all for being with us today. And I'm going to turn things back over to our facilitator. And thank you to my fantastic team of colleagues here at Mitchell for joining me here today. I really appreciate you all. Take care, students.
All right, thank you so much to the Mitchell Community College. And I am going to share my screen now and just give a few quick closing announcements. So thank you to all of the attendees who joined us today. When you close out of this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. So we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide about this session. And again, this is one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. And if you'd like to refer back to this session in about a week, you'll be able to find this particular recording at CACRAO.org. So thank you all again for joining us. I do see that we have one question that popped up in the Q&A box. So I'd just like to give Mitchell Community College the opportunity to answer that. We do have an attendee wanting to know if you all offer RN service.
Is that registered nurse? I'm thinking that's registered nurse. And if it is, I'm going to answer assuming that RN stands for registered nurse. And so hopefully it does. And we offer, what's amazing is we have an incredible pathway to becoming an RN that actually starts in continuing education with the CNA Certified Nursing Assistant Program, to paramedics, to folks trained for paramedic degrees, and to become a registered nurse. Absolutely. We offer very, very many healthcare programs here, and if you're looking to become an RN, we can definitely, your training can definitely begin at Mitchell, whether it's continuing education on the curriculum side. Does that sound right, Hetty?
Yes, it does.
All right, wonderful. Thank you again. Yes, thank you for all of our presenters today, and thank you for all of our attendees as well. You all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Take care. Thank you.